everybody. I'm your host, August Skye. And in the studio today, we have the very sexy, very lovely personal friend of mine, babe Vondetta. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being on the show. I actually talked about you briefly in one of the episodes of talking about travel dancing, and I gave them just enough to keep them interested. Well, just let everyone know a little bit about yourself, who you are, what kind of work you do.
Well, I know her from dancing. We've gone to Cleveland together for the NBA All-Stars game, which was a very interesting trip. I work in the club. I also work online. I've done that longer, and a lot of different facets of online work between FaceTime calls, live shows, a lot of content. That's my favorite.
Of course. Well, that's kind of like our topic today. I know we're doing like a hot girl summer. Everyone's doing hot girl summer, but no, we're doing a hustle girl summer. We gotta get the bread up, right? Because I feel like we're headed into like a recession period.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's better to save your money than spend your money right now and invest it. And I feel like I've just kind of been in that space within myself to where like I've done all the messy stuff with my money. I've done all like the traveling. I've done all the work. I've bought all the stupid things, so now I feel like it's like time to like really level up with our money. And I figure like you're really good with that. And I think another big thing too is that a lot of people think that OnlyFans is like the only kind of online source to make money. And that's what I found very like intriguing about you, because you actually started off as a cam girl, right? Before you did everything, and then you kind of worked your way into that. So kind of tell people like, how was it being a cam girl?
So I tried a couple different sites. Like, I don't think I did my research very well because I was like 18, maybe 19.
Yeah.
So it's been like 10 years now. So I was on some random, it was like, online.modeling.live, like something, it was something kind of shady. But then I went to MFC, which is where I still do most of my live shows. So I like the creativity that comes with live shows because it really is like a choose your own adventure.
Right.
And you get to set your own prices, and you can, technically cam from wherever, but you get to build your own room, your own games. The games are always like my favorite thing. Raffles and bingo and matching games and whatever. You could do different theme nights, so I always really liked that.
Yeah.
But the reason I switched from going offline and going into the club is because you do get very isolated.
Yeah.
There would be a period of time where I didn't leave my house for like 5 days.
Right.
And I was like, I have to go to the club.
Yeah.
I'm like talking to myself at this point. Because you also like, it's nice, like you recognize everyone's font and you are excited to talk to them, but you don't actually see another person.
Right.
So I do like it, but I like the balance of both.
Right. I get that. I feel like we started dancing around the same time too. So it's about 4 years dancing.
I think so.
So it was opposite for me. I actually started camming when it was the only thing you could do was camming, was like COVID. And I feel like I did it completely wrong too. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I kind of caught myself thinking like, I'm gonna do a bunch of research, but I was delaying getting online.
Yeah.
I should have found a better in between where it's like I don't have to do 3 weeks of research, but maybe like a little bit more than what I did because I had no idea what I was doing until I started to meet other cam models.
Yeah, no, I did that too. I was just like, I'm out here, and then people started asking me things like I thought I knew a lot of sexual terms, and then I didn't. And then people
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary. I got like my phone open for like something, and the other thing was open for another thing, and I'm like, okay.
My Google searches after like the first couple months of camming were cursed. Like, they were interesting.
I feel like all my porn searches, because I go straight to Pornhub or like X and X videos, and I'm just like, I'll like type it in just to see like a visual, because I'm a visual learner, and now I think Pornhub thinks I'm a fucking freak, bro.
It really messed up my algorithm.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I'm just like, I try to clear my cookies or history, whatever you want to call it, but no, it's out there. It's out there. I just want to let you guys know, like, there's some things that I don't really like. It's just
like
the
FBI guy who's watching my computer is like, this girl is a freak.
Well, I hope he's hot, though. If you're looking, I hope you enjoy what you're saying, and I hope you've been using my porn search
subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Exactly, to like help you with your sex life. I hope that works.
I hope you brought that home with you.
Yeah. So other than camming, I know you said you did some like FaceTiming, and you said, what was it, Sex Panther and all those different things. So how does that kind of all intertwine with like the basis of camming?
So you can go live on a lot of different sites. I stick to MFC because I know it. I worked with them for a really long time. When I go to conventions, I go to their tent, or whatever you call it. And, I've just known them for forever. But there are a lot of other ones. But with content, it's the same thing. There's a ton of different sites you can post your content that have a similar format or kind of a similar idea to OnlyFans. Some you can go live on and post content. Some are formatted to be just kind of like a sexy social media that you can like buy more if you want to. So a lot of them have like the same base, or especially now I feel like they've all taken ideas from each other. They're all starting to seem very similar. Yeah. But I do like to kind of like cast the wider net. Like not only do OnlyFans, I have dozens of sites probably, just a little, because the other thing is some have different rules,
right?
And so it's nice to be able to have some places where something might not be allowed there, you can put it somewhere else, and some people are loyal to what sites they want to use, so that fan is never going to reach you if they're like anti-OnlyFans or if they already have their favorite girl there, they don't want it to have multiple charges for multiple sites.
I never even thought about that. Like, I know people are anti-OnlyFans and people who just have, like, their one person that they subscribe to.
Right, like, maybe, like, hey, my favorite girl's on FanView, so I would my card information's already on FanView, or on Fansly, or FanHouse, or whatever. Yeah. So let me just add you to the receipt is a little bit easier.
Exactly. And actually, you know what? I'm glad, like, you mentioned all these names, because I feel like it gives girls and guys the opportunity to hear other names, because I feel like everyone thinks, like, OnlyFans is the only thing you can do.
It's like a pop culture thing. It's in songs. Nobody's saying all these other words. Like, there's fan soda, there's so many other ones that people aren't saying.
Yeah, they're not saying that. I honestly feel like there's a niche right there, because I feel like people who have been on fan soda and like Fansly and all these other kind of like low-key websites that probably bring in a lot of money, it's nice because now you have like another option, because even now I'm like, oh damn, what's fan soda? Let me get my ass on there.
It's from Cam Soda, which is one of the live the girl. Did you ever hear about the live show where the girl got bit by the shark?
No, tell me more.
That's really the whole story.
The question is, how did she get the shark in the live show?
I can't remember if she was in a cage underwater, and I think so, and she had like the oxygen or whatever, and she was like getting naked doing a whole show underwater, and she got bit by a shark.
So was she trying to get like sexy? Was she trying to like masturbate?
Yeah, I don't know how far the show got before the shark was involved. And then everyone was saying it was fake, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to choose to believe it because I think it's great.
I think that's amazing.
But that's really the thing I know Cam Soda from. But they have, their subscription site now.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. I love that. I hope she's well, though.
Yeah, I hope you're doing good.
Oh, what is she? I want to know. Well, you know what? You got all that hanging out in the water. You might have,
I think it was her foot or something. It wasn't like a titty or anything.
Well, that's so
So it could have been worse.
It could have been worse, absolutely. But I feel like when you put that all out there, when you're putting your cootie cat in the water like that,
they're coming for you.
The pheromones, the iron levels might be a little high.
Things are gonna change.
That shark was headed for something, little coochie bait. I hope she's well though. I gotta find that video.
I think about her a lot.
Now I'm gonna be thinking about her.
I wish I knew her name so we could give her a shout out, but just know I'm thinking about you.
Yeah, I know. You're in our hearts.
It was
forever.
Years ago. It was a long time ago.
She was making millions then.
I hope so. She deserved it. She worked for it.
She did. I hope she's retired at this point in life, and you're doing well. Maybe working with animals or something.
Staying away from SeaWorld.
Staying on land. You just got, at least wearing a bikini bottom. Yeah. I don't know. Shit happens. But yeah, so you said Fan Soda. So Cam Soda is part of Fan Soda. And then there's like Fansly. And then you said the one that always intrigued me was the texting one. Because I feel like there's so many guys that waste your time with texting or just like chit-chatting that I like. I wanted to sign up for that one as well too. Yeah. Will you tell us a little bit about that one?
So that one is Sext Panther. I really like them. There are other sites that offer paid messaging, but this one is direct to your phone, which I really like because I just post or set my settings to, I'm available from this time to this time. So even right now, I could get a text him back real quick, and you set your prices for text messages, videos, opening pictures, sending pictures, and I like that. And it's an easier way for people to have a little more intimate of a conversation with you, not just in the public chat or while you're, distracted. Because on my live shows, I'm usually working out. I run on my elliptical and my bikini, so I can't really be like typing. So it's a good opportunity, and it's fun.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. I feel like another thing too is like it's just like that stream, you know. It's like, okay, like if you see me here but you want something more personal, then go here. If you want something here and like you want to see my videos, it's like here. And I think like a lot of people don't realize that it's just like you can do one video. Let's say you make one video, you can post it on all these different websites. You know, you don't have to keep making content for for mini vids or for Fansly or for you don't have to make a different video for all that. Make one video and post it everywhere.
I think there is a little bit of a
distinction.
There's like having the exclusive video on like on this site only. Like there's definitely like a reason to do that. I don't really do that as much just because I'm managing so many sites at once. But I could see the appeal to being like, this is exclusive to this site only. If you can keep that organized, good for you, awesome. But yeah, I usually put all my same content on everything, and it's not because I want one person to subscribe to all of them. I mean, feel free to.
Right.
But it's like I was saying, like that if you have a favorite website, then you can still have access to my content. And it's also nice if you meet people like at the club or somewhere and they're like, oh, how do I see more of you? I just tell them, we'll go to my website, and then there's a link to Sexpander, and then they're like, oh, hey, met you at the club. And then they feel like, oh, we're texting.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, but again, I won't give away all the secrets, but yeah, you guys are texting and you guys are getting that like intimate connection. How do you balance all of it? Because I know it sounds very overwhelming for everyone who's just getting started. How do you get to like, how do you say, okay, like today I'm like doing this and keep it all in like line with one another?
So that's something I feel like I just got the hang of. I've had a lot of sites just kind of fall by the wayside, or I would just get overwhelmed and like not like keep up with my posting schedule. I have like a calendar written out where like I post, photos, videos, and they're all the same on everything. So I usually dedicate one day a week where I make my content and then I schedule it to post. And not every site has the schedule to post, or if I want to promote those. So then that's all I have to do during the week is just check everything and post on those few other sites. But so I really dedicate like one solid day to it. So then it's not so overwhelming waking up thinking, oh, I have to log on and post and upload on 20 different sites.
Right.
I kind of do it all in one day. That's like my self-care day. I just kind of stay home, do a face mask, and upload everything. And then you just, check it for messages and updates and whatever. Once a day, every other day, just so you're not totally blindsided.
Yeah, I actually like that. I'm like the person who's like, okay, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, and then I got 8 days.
Yes, in 8 days. I haven't done anything, but I've done everything at the same time. And it takes a lot of time because it takes a lot of time to upload videos on all these different sites. Because some of them, mini vids takes forever. It takes like at least 2 hours. I feel like it takes forever.
The site will take forever for no reason.
Yeah,
and it'll be different. Like, this is across all platforms. Like sometimes the video is up in 2 minutes and then the next time it takes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I usually do like recording and editing on one day and then the uploading the next day, because otherwise that's your whole day.
Yeah, that is your whole day. And then you're just mad because if your computer like lags out or something, or you like,
and it's just my computer would just be so hot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a wrap. You gotta keep it on the charger, but whatever. You gotta have I actually, because of you, I ordered a second laptop.
Yeah.
So I had to get a second laptop because you just have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Once you like start getting content, like you have to, number one, you have to be able to receive all these, like let's say you do a collaboration with somebody, like, okay, like I gotta receive this, whether they airdrop it or if they want to send it to you as like a file. You have to be able to like download all this stuff and also keep it like organized, right? Because I have shit from everywhere and anywhere on my computer. From
organizing content that I'm like in the process right now. Like I keep it organized now, but like I said, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. So I have 10 years of content that I never organized for, the first 6 or 7. Yeah. And I have it on a spreadsheet with like, so I know what site I posted it on and all this, but it takes some effort. So if you're just getting started, be organized from the beginning. Yeah. If you've been doing this for a while and you know that it's a mess, just fix it and then put it on an external hard drive, because if your computer dies or whatever, something happens with however else, you're going to be miserable. So just do the external hard drive, keep it organized. That is the biggest challenge, I would say.
I wish I would have done that from the jump. I did not. I'm just like learning. It's like I feel like we're like the learning curve people. Like we're putting in the hard work. We're learning about it. So
like wish I knew this when I was 18. I'm
exactly.
28. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Wait until we were 28. Doesn't matter. Right. We're working it out right now. Better late than never. Yeah, we're only getting hotter.
We're just going to keep going.
Yeah, by the time we get it, we'll be MILFs.
Yeah, by the time it's organized, it'll be MILF content.
Well, we'll have it out there for you. I guess the next big thing is talking about collaborations. I've done collaborations. I've had a lot of collaborations fall through. I don't know if it's just because of being in the area of like, so we're in Denver. And I feel like Denver, like, it's very, they're very, like, weird about sex out here. I've kind of realized that.
I think a lot of people who are content creators here are really hot and cold about their jobs. They have, like, their foot in the water because it's popular and it's cool, but the minute, like, something else comes along or something comes along, they're like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And which is fine. You're allowed to change your mind, but it does make it hard to collaborate with people.
It really does. I will say, so recently, I guess it was my most recent collaborating with someone in Colorado that I just had to say quits. I probably have like maybe 2 people now, yourself included, that I can like reach out to do content with. But she had a girl, we did like 3 hour, we did like 3 hour shoot, and we did a whole photo shoot, a whole look, we did video, we did this whole thing, and then I reached out and I was like, hey, like, we're gonna get this stuff back, and it was just like, no. So the photographer goes like, no, she doesn't want this out here.
Oh no.
She has a boyfriend, which is like, if you are gonna get into a relationship, like, I can respect that by any means, but if you were trying to hide it from your partner to where you're messing it up for other people, like, you have to keep in mind, like, that's content that I've advertised about.
And what if you pre-sold it?
Pre-sold it.
I like stopped doing pre-sale because of that.
Yeah, no, I quit.
Or if the other person is in charge of like, okay, I'm gonna edit this video and then send it to you, and they're like, I deleted it by accident, or like, or they just take forever to edit it, and then you're like, I don't, my guy's waiting for it. He paid for it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it's like, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, like, you were killing it now. But like you said, toe in the water, something comes along, you don't want to be out there, but then it's like, you're going to come back in like 6 months and be like, hey, like, let's do it. No, that's like a one and done for me.
And
like, I've had that happen too many times.
Are you hiding it from your boyfriend, or are you pretending you never did it, or did he decide that you're not doing this anymore?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to be your friend anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The 2 things that I've heard were, I'm hiding it from my partner, they don't know about it, and the second one is, they don't want me to do it.
Then why are you dating?
Exactly.
No.
I have a really big, like, I always say this, I feel like on every other show, I always have like a bias about that, because like, if you're actually making money off of it, you're not gonna fuck up my bag.
Right.
You're not just gonna do that.
I mean, if you're putting like a lot of time and mental energy into it, and you're making $120 a month, and they're like, why don't you just quit?
Exactly.
For your mental health? Or why don't you just quit because we're gonna live on a yacht now and I'm paying all your bills? Fine.
Right.
Fine.
Right.
But it was just like, I'm insecure and I don't want anyone else to see your boobs, go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
a no.
If it's like, dude, if you're insecure, or like, look, we can make money together. We could put our business, if you're comfortable with it, you can put our
every
business
vacation
together.
we go on, we can make money on.
Exactly.
Every hotel room we go into, every fun outfit I buy, but instead, you had to be a little baby.
You had to be a baby, but I had to be
that's not for me.
No, we're not doing that. It's 2022. Like, get up on it.
Also,
like,
you knew who. Well, you should know who I am when we get together.
Right.
Like, if I came up on our date wearing this.
Right.
Well, like, what do you think is happening here, my guy?
Like, do you think you're dating a nurse?
Right?
No, I mean, we could be a nurse. Yeah, we got the outfit. I was thinking the same. I got the naughty nurse outfit. I can be a nurse for the night. I don't know, babe.
And that's another benefit.
Yeah, get your prostate examined.
Well, that's the thing I think I noticed a lot too, is like, guys want to like, they want to win over like the hot girl, but then they're like, oh, but you gotta, that's, I don't want the hot wife.
No, it comes with a lot of responsibility. With hot women comes a lot of high responsibility. I think so. Because it's like the confidence, independence, and the fact that it's just like, we know who we are as people, and we don't need that, like, we don't need someone to tell us who we are to be comfortable.
I think that it's nice because you kind of cut people off before it gets too far. Because if somebody was like, oh, that's cool, but I wouldn't want to date a sex worker, I don't want to date someone in the industry, you're like, well, that's not really someone I'm interested in having in my life anyways.
Right.
And if I wasn't a sex worker, I wouldn't know that. We could be together for 7 months or 2 years before you tell me like, oh, like, I don't like strippers, I think strippers are this.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh,
Yeah, that's
you
a little
snuck
rough.
that in.
Yeah.
But at least I know on the first date I could leave.
Yeah, exactly.
And my stuff's not at your house. Like, it's way easier.
I didn't leave that, like, cute pajama set or, like, that good perfume.
Never gonna get it back.
No, I don't have any of your stuff.
After you used all my nice lotion, I'm all pissed off.
Exactly. The good body wash. No, we're not doing that. No. We're not doing that here today. But yeah, I think coming across collaborations is also really hard too, because you don't know what people's intentions are, what their expectations are, and
you sometimes don't know what you're getting into until you're like in their house.
You know what? That's a real thing. That is a real thing.
And sometimes it does make sense to be like, oh, just come to my house. Like, you know, I've got like my cam room set up, or I'll go to your house because I'm coming onto your show.
Right.
And okay, we could do an Airbnb, but that's another thing. I don't really know you.
Yeah.
Well, what if I pay for this? Are you gonna pay me back?
Exactly.
What if you destroy the Airbnb? I don't know. So I usually try to go on like a date first. I'm like, let's get lunch.
Yeah.
You know,
let's link up. Let's talk about it.
And you don't always know, but we've been talking about trying to put together like this content creator like picnic or something. Mm-hmm. And to see who you vibe with. Because if you're just messaging someone because you flirt on Twitter, and then you show up and the chemistry is off, or they're kind of off, you never know.
Yeah. Or or they look like in real life. There's been a couple of girls, like, or even guys, you see them and you're like, that's not what I was expecting. And
I flew out here. Oh,
yeah,
we're out
here.
House. Yeah,
and it's just like, man, like.
And again, I pre-sold the content. Now I have to make it. That's why I really respect people who pre-sale, but it's just I don't think I can do it.
No, I quit. I gave that up. I'm like, you know what?
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah,
but
as soon as you throw a name, if you say like I'm working with this person. And then you say, okay, we did it, but then it fell through. Mm-hmm. Now they're just like, when is this coming? When is this coming? Now you're like under pressure, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like the minute I'm like pre-buy our videos, something will happen.
Oh, yeah,
that something bad is going to happen. My computer's going to catch on fire. I don't know. But, like, no matter what, that video is not coming out.
No, it's not coming out.
I'll hype it up. I'll get you guys excited, but, like, I can't sell it.
No.
Not until it's done and on my computer and saved.
Yeah, and that's, like, another thing, too. For me, like, I don't always make content in my house because I have cats, and my cats are nosy. And as soon as I shut the door, they'll start to meow or yell. And if I have people over, like, it's different, like, if you've been to my house before and, like, they know you. But like for like the first couple of hours, like I don't want to waste people's time, and like I don't want to be in my house for 2 hours of you just hanging out till they get used to you being there, you know. And then like closing the door. So I'm just like, we'll either go to a space, I'll go to your space. But I'm just like, if you haven't been to my space already, like it's just like a lot going on.
Also, that's a lot of trust to just let somebody in your house.
Yeah.
Again, why I like to go on do the lunches,
do the lunch dates. Yeah, because you don't want people to be snatching up. Girls will snatch up anything. Okay? Makeup brush.
Whatever.
Good lotion, good skincare. Trust me, I've been there before. I've been 21. I've been at a house party. I've snatched some shit up. I'm not going to lie. Perfume, I'm putting it in my purse. Okay? I was that person.
Bra.
Nice bra. It's my size. I don't care if it's not my size. There's like a little klepto in there. Just a little kleptomaniac alone. Just a little bit. Just enough to keep you on edge. But we're not doing that anymore. No. I don't do it anymore, so you guys shouldn't do it either.
We've learned from our mistakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that doing like a extra space is a good idea.
Yeah.
It just doesn't always work that way.
No.
And I've heard horror stories about people who, you know, they're friends online, they'll FaceTime, and then they, you know, different cam models, they're like, oh, I'll come stay with you for 4 days. We're gonna do all these shows together. We're gonna make content. And they get there and like their husband is there and he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Or they get there and like this person like drinks a lot or yells a lot or is passive aggressive and now they're stuck there. So I think it's a good idea. Like it's one thing if you're like, oh, I got a hotel in your city, like I'm coming out to dance. I know you live out here, like you want to get lunch, and then we could make content in my hotel. Like that to me, I feel like okay, I could be comfortable with that. That's like an ideal situation. Yeah. And then figure it out from there. Like okay, now I feel comfortable, I can come to your space, but
yeah, no, that's a real thing you want to know. I actually had a friend, Jackie Valentine, shout outs. I always love you. We're going to have you on the show soon, I hope. But she's, so I make a lot of content with her because she's just like, you know, OnlyFans, I think she said makes up like a good, I don't know the number. I want to say it makes up a good chunk of her income, she says, but she's just fucking killing it on there. But she says she flew out. She had paid to work. I don't know. I'm not going to say paid. I'm just going to speak very vaguely on this because I don't want to say things that I don't know are 100% true. I'm just going to go based off of what I remember her telling me was that she said she flew out to Vegas to work with this guy who was a very popular porn star, I think. And then come to find out that he turned out to be a creep, got blacklisted, and like no one wants to work with him.
And you're already out there.
Yeah. And she's saying that he preys now on like the younger girls who are just like getting into the industry and they're using it.
Industry, there's always.
So I think that's like his biggest thing. And that's another topic too of like the guys that are taking advantage of like the younger girls.
I always get guys like, let's make content. I'm like, who the hell is this? I'll look. They have like 36 followers. Yeah. And there's a bunch of dick pics and they're like, well, I'm trying to get in the industry. I'm like, that is none of my business.
Yeah, that's not how you get it.
No.
I get that too. And it was like terrible. I was at OnlyFans and like, of course everyone at OnlyFans is like, let us make content together.
Or
and I'm like,
if you ever need, I can do this for you.
I can do this for you.
If you ever need, I'm like, do you think I'm ever in need of a dick? Like, do you think I don't have them lined up?
No.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't find one on myself. Thank God you messaged me because there was a lack of people wanting to give me dick in my life.
Exactly.
Like,
thank you, user 5937 from
what
fucking
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
This is really gonna help my career.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Paul Blart.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, and then I'm like, honey, I know that you've never been tested in your life.
Never.
In your life.
No.
No.
We're not.
No.
That's like a no for me. Don't be hitting me up to make content. No, because we're not.
No, unless you are an established content creator.
Yeah, you gotta.
And even then, I don't know.
Even then, I don't know. Only when you're posting dick pics, though. There's something about just I'm like, I don't even think that's consistently the same penis.
No, never. And it's never the same. Like the lighting is terrible. The angles, no.
The ethnicity is off.
Right.
I'm like, that one was brown. That one's
you.
a little pink on the tip. No, that's not you.
But that's why I like the conventions.
Yeah.
Because you can meet other content creators, male and female, and then it's kind of a good opportunity because one, most of the time you're all staying in hotels in the area.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty nice. It's easier and like a little less like commitment, I guess. And then where you don't feel like, oh, I made this whole like trip and everything, and now what do I do? And then also you get to see them at the after parties and here and there first, and you also can kind of ask like if you can see who else has worked together before,
right? How
they act around other people.
Yeah.
So that definitely I think is really helpful. And then like if that goes well, then you're like, oh, okay, I could come out and see you again, or whatever.
Right. That's a great way to put it. And I know, like the content launch, and you said you go do Exotica, right?
Yeah.
Exotica, is that how you say it? And I feel like that's another way to realize that people are really serious about it, because I feel like when you go to those events or those conventions or those award shows and things, you see who's really been about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, only like the real of the real are going to go, because they're really out there trying to get their hustle. Like, that's also a good way to meet people, too. I don't know, can you buy tickets, like, as a civilian?
Yeah, so, I think it's usually like Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something like that, and that they have like convention booths, and then it's fun because you can meet like the people you've been talking to online, like your fans can show up, which is super fun. And then you can like sell merch when you're there or whatever. You can broadcast live. You can meet other content creators. They have live shows. They also have like panel boards where they'll talk about things, so you have the opportunity to learn. Like people who only sell videos or who do this or that will tell you kind of like their tricks, their guides, whatever. So it's like educational, it's social, and it's really entertaining.
Yeah.
I really like it. And there are people that I have met at Exotica who have ended up like being my friends for forever.
Yeah.
And so then it's fun too because you're like, oh, I miss my friend. Like, okay, I'm gonna come make content with you.
Yeah.
So then it's just like always a motivating factor to spend more time with your friends.
It does. And it's also like a safe space. It's like a safe sex worker space. So where you're not playing like that guessing game and because I know there's a couple of people like I work with that do have like a whorephobia, so they don't want to come off like a certain way on the camera. So there's like they have like and there's nothing wrong with having like hard limits, but
yeah, limits are one thing, but it's like if that's your limit because like you're shaming someone else for doing it.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing. It's like the shaming. I've heard a couple of people have had to like turn stuff down, or like I've worked with them once before, and I was like, oh man, like you don't want to look like this on camera, like shaming other people for doing it.
Yeah, or people who are dancers who are like, oh, well, I would never make a video, or people who make videos are like, I would never be a dancer.
Yeah,
because people are like, oh, well, that like they think that you're showing everything there, or that's actually in person. Like it's. Just get over yourself.
Yeah,
mind your business.
Yeah, exactly. Let people do what they want to do. There's what you won't do or what I won't do
are going to be different.
They're going to be different.
Yeah.
How you get your bread is how you get your bread. I know my limits, you know your limits. And you know what? As I get older, I learn to expand my limits. And that's not for everybody. I have my hard nose.
Well, mine changed. Like, some things that was an absolutely no, I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
and other things where I'm like, oh, I used to do that. And I'm like, I don't want
to do that anymore. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good...
So it should always be an ongoing conversation. You always double check. Just because you did something with someone before that goes in with consent all across the board, whether
Exactly.
it's on a video or not. Like, and that's sex work and not sex work.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we have the. God, I'm always all over the place. I feel like
This is
my
how we
brain
talk,
works better.
obviously.
You know what I mean? Like my brain works faster than my mouth most of the time. But I was gonna say, so for the sex worker lunch that we're planning on putting together, have you done one before?
I've gone to one.
You've gone to one. Okay, so I gave you like the idea.
Yeah, but so they don't. The person who hosted this moved, but I think they might have stopped doing it before they moved. But there were two girls who used to be local, and they both moved, but they used to. So I went to a sex worker yoga with potluck after. So, and it was it was so great.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Honestly, it was amazing. And so it was, people who did all different kinds of sex work, whether it was like full service or dancing or online, whatever it was. And we all, did an hour-long yoga class, and then we all had, brought food, and we ate, and we talked. I actually met this girl there, hi Madison. I fell in love with her, and like, we're still friends. Like, I'm gonna go and see her soon. Like, she doesn't live in Denver anymore. But it was just like a great way to like get to know other people. I did want to do this one specifically content creators. I would be willing to like look more into other things later.
Right.
And just doing like a picnic or something, like a little, like I didn't necessarily want to go to like a bar or like a brunch or anything.
Yeah.
Something a little more casual. Like show up, we'll eat, we'll drink, we'll talk, we'll get to know each other, and like figure out if this is something like not just show up at your house and hope you're not weird.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's never fun. That's never fun. We've all been there before. If you haven't, we're giving you like first-hand experience. But I guess we're coming to a close here very soon. I was gonna ask. So I was mentioning earlier, and I mentioned on a past podcast that we actually traveled to
Ohio. It's my hometown.
Yeah, shout outs to Hustlers.
It's a Hustler Club Cleveland.
Hustler Club Cleveland for.
I do appreciate that they invited us out there. However, that's where I learned I don't like to travel for events. Like I'll travel to Cleveland to dance again, no problem.
No,
but I won't go to the NBA All Stars or a big event again.
Yeah, the reason we ended up going together is because we've been friends at work, but we decided she had posted a thing saying she's going to go work All-Star Weekend. I had worked All-Star Weekend, I think it was 2019, and it was in North Carolina, but I was dancing in North Carolina at the time, so I was at home.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's definitely different.
Yeah, that's definitely different.
Like, they have just one.
Yeah.
So, like, we're going to work here. So
exactly.
Because we're already here. But if you traveled in for the Avs winning, you'd be like, what are we doing?
Exactly. Yeah. Never... For like a big event like that where they're expecting things, it's like unless you're doing like the Super Bowl and you're like in Miami or Florida where it's always like it's like stripper capital.
Yeah,
it's cool. But like I did All-Star Weekend and it was actually a fucking blast. So I was like, okay, but it's also post COVID now, so things just aren't turning up like they used to be.
And it was freezing rain.
And it was freezing rain. It was a great time. But we got the nickname 7-footers.
The 7-footers.
The 7-footers. What were we doing? We're sitting at the bar.
Yeah, and some guy came up to talk to us, and I think maybe we stood up.
Yeah.
And then we just kept going.
Yeah, we kept going, and he gave us a thing. He was like, oh yeah, this is like the funniest thing about it was he's mouthful of food. We stand up, and he goes, I was like, yeah, it's All-Star Weekend. Yeah, like, you guys will do great. You guys are like the 7-footers. And it's like, you guys, so you think because we're tall, like basketball players, we're going to do well?
Ryan, the 7-footers, though. Whatever his reasoning was.
He was committed to it. He's like, yeah.
He's like
LeBron James, and I don't know. He called us like LeBron James and something else, and I'm like, just no.
The 7-footers.
The 7-footers. So we're now deemed the 7-footers of Ohio.
Of Ohio.
I think he called you like Machine Gun Kelly or something.
Oh God, that's rude.
LeBron James and Machine Gun Kelly. I feel he's tall, right? Machine Gun Kelly.
He looks tall.
He's skinny as shit, so of course he's tall. This is like no.
Yeah. That's a no for me.
That's a no for me. That's a solid no.
He's also from Cleveland.
Yeah, and everyone's like thought. I think that's why he said that.
Yeah, that would make
sense. He's from Cleveland. Yeah, so we've been through something. That's a whole nother. We have to tell you guys about Ohio because that was a 3-day was a mess, but it was a great time.
But now I know I could travel anywhere with you.
Yeah, I learned about the Twisted Tea slap.
Oh yeah, Twisted Tea, and then we drank Twisted Tea.
Twisted Tea all weekend. Boston Market, Ohio is known for it. I had purple pants on in a metal bar.
Oh yeah,
and drank blue tequila.
It was the only time I've ever seen blue tequila. It cost $2.
That's why we gotta take hot yoga.
I'm surprised that you made it to the airport after that.
Between that and the white fur jacket, and it was a rough weekend.
It was a look.
We were killing it though.
I would do it again.
I would do it again. Yeah. I'd do it all over again.
We'll be back for you, Hustler Club.
Well, with that being said, it's always a pleasure.
Always.
I guess I'll probably be seeing you later tonight or
Yeah.
tomorrow at some point this week.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions or want to follow and subscribe and get to know Babe a little bit better, you can follow her on all of her social medias. What are your social media sites?
Well, everything is on babevondetta.com. You can find a link to everything.
And you won't be disappointed. Trust me, the first time I followed you on Instagram and I started clicking on the link, I couldn't stop clicking.
She watched it all. She
I've
got to
seen
know
them.
me before she got to know me.
I did, and I was like, hey, girl, wow.
I feel like you outed yourself on that. You like mentioned something and I was like,
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Wow.
like, how did you know that? I'm flattered.
I know. She coming to work. I'm all, hey, wow. So,
You had a busy day today?
yeah. Well, until next time, you guys, stay hustling, my little bunnies, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.